In a world focused on the individual, this podcast aims to shine a light on the remarkable spirit of humanity. We're dedicated to bringing you the inspiring conversations with exceptional organizations and individuals devoted to creating a better world. Welcome to the Lighthouse Keepers Podcast. Welcome back to the Lighthouse Keepers Podcast. I'm your host, Mary Ellen Sherlock, and today I'm thrilled to introduce you to Alyssa Channin. Alyssa is the Program Director of iTry. You may remember that we talked to Teresa Roden in an earlier episode, and today we get to hear more about this wonderful program and these terrific girls. Alyssa, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
So I just want to let you know, in our previous episode, Teresa made me cry. It's okay, though. But it just goes to show the amazing stories about these girls and the things that you ladies do to help mentor them through this program. I know when I first talked to you, we talked a lot about the race and the training, but the most profound thing you said to me was, it's really not about the finish line, Mary Ellen. And I think that stuck with me so much that today I want to hear a little bit more. There's so many more components to iTry. And can you tell us a little bit about it and how you've worked to design the program and work with these kids, which are now, I think I just heard, 16 schools.
Yeah.
And the program, in its 16th anniversary, the 16th year, so we had 16, over 1,600 girls have participated and done these races with you guys. It's incredible. So tell us a little bit about the program.
Well, yeah, okay. So we start in 6th grade. It's the year before you can do after-school sports and play on a team. So a lot of those kids haven't had that experience yet. And how it works is me and the program staff go into the schools and we introduce the program to all of the 6th grade girls. And we give a presentation and we invite them to join because we really need them to be the one to sign them up. To have that, take that initiative, want to do it. Because if it's just a letter that goes home to your grown-up at home, once a grown-up says you should do this, and it's, I don't want to do that. No, yeah.
Not to cut you off, do people know what a triathlon is?
So a lot of the kids don't.
Don't.
Yeah. So what we do is it's a 300-yard swim, a 6-mile bike ride, and a 1.5-mile run.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and I do a whole presentation to the kids, and I say, and you're going to do this in July, and you don't need to know how to ride a bike, you don't need to know how to swim, you don't need to like running to do all this stuff. And then I've been doing it for 10 years now. So I always say, can you guess how many kids were not able to do the triathlon? And they raise their hand like 10. I say, no, it's 0. And then I ask them, I say, raise your hand if you're thinking right now, I'm gonna be the one that they can't train to do this, that I'm gonna be the one that can't do the triathlon. And half of the kids in the room raise their hand, like, that's gonna be me. There's no way you're gonna be able to get me to do this. Like, I can't. And I say, just try. Show up the first day and let's see what happens. And all of them are able to do the triathlon at the end.
And they're more and more and more interested. Like, this is really a phenomenon that's taking off because the other children, the other girls are seeing it's not the physical part. I mean, that's the most amazing thing. The iTry is about doing a triathlon, training for a triathlon, but the benefits just are in so many other levels: mental, emotional, physical, from a confidence standpoint. And it sounds like you guys hit the sweet spot in exactly the time these children needed it.
Yeah. And we're lucky now that, we've had so many kids go through the program. They have the older kids to look up to. And really, that's the best seller for the kids to join. So when I speak, I always have last year's kids who are coming back and, as more of a mentor for the younger kids. And they speak about the program. And these are kids that the younger kids have seen, like, this might be the lead in the school play. She might have just made the captain of the volleyball team. And they say, I didn't know how to swim.
Right.
I didn't know how to ride a bike.
Right.
I was too scared to speak in class. And then I did this, and now they're seeing all these amazing things that these older kids are doing, and they're like, oh, okay.
Wow.
yeah, maybe I'll try it, you know? So it's like they're the best sellers.
One of the things that I think is also pretty special about I Try, which I don't know if you guys actually socialize as much, but that's just a testament to how wonderful you are, is that the program is free.
Yeah.
So any child that wants to do a triathlon, it doesn't cost the parents anything.
Yeah, for a lot of our participants, they're 11, 12 years old. This is the first after-school activity that they can take part in that, you know, is that meets on the weekends. Like a lot of our kids can't play softball because softball is expensive and you need equipment and parents are working and they don't have transportation. So there's a lot of we think about it, there's a lot of barriers to entry to do these after-school activities. And so we take away those barriers of entry. So you don't have to pay. We give you all the equipment. We provide the transportation. There's really no reason not to do it.
Right. You're really setting them up for success, because I know if somebody said to me, hey, you know what, why don't you try a triathlon? I'd be like, you're out of your mind. Like, that's crazy pants. I don't think I could ever do it. It's interesting because a triathlon, as I was mentioning to Teresa, if a triathlon was easy, more people would do it. It is challenging, but that's the whole part. The challenge, I think what you're trying to teach the kids is that they're made for this. Everybody to their own degree can do something if they put their mind to it. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I think, and I always say this, it's like we take something that is seemingly impossible. So, and they're 11 years old, you don't know how to swim, you don't know how to ride a bike, you've never done an after-school activity. So you can't see this working in your mind. So it's impossible. Right. And they do it. And we teach them how to take a big, overwhelming goal and do it tiny, tiny steps of the way. And it's really teaching goal setting, problem solving, and taking something big and overwhelming and breaking it down into small steps so it's more manageable. And then by the end of the season, they're like, wow, I did that. And sometimes, you don't realize all the hurdles you've overcome along the way. Right. And then next year, and going on in life, it's like now there's something that seems big or overwhelming. They have the foundation of, I did something impossible before, I could do this again. I don't have to think about taking AP science and think about passing the AP. I have to go to the first class. It's very similar, and it goes into so many other things.
Right. You just take one step at a time. You told me something that was pretty profound. You said when you're looking at this group of girls, which is such a vulnerable group. Listen, no diss against the guys, but let's talk about, pre-adolescent, adolescent girl, going through puberty is difficult. I mean, if somebody said, Mary Ellen, would you rather go to Siberia or go back to middle school? I might pick Siberia. Matter of fact, I know I would. I mean, middle school, it's just such, you don't even know what you're doing. And so you're working with the most vulnerable of these young ladies who you're really trying to, I think, help them see the amazingness that's inside them that they don't know. And where else would they find that because a triathlon is it's not you versus somebody else, it's you versus the course, like golf a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so that's your personal best to achieve that. But you said something that sometimes today's finish line may be getting a child in a pool. Helping them ride a bike. Just because some people learned earlier, now you have a 12-year-old, I don't know how to ride a bike. And there's no shame in there that today's the day you're going to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And so every day is an opportunity. The finish line is different every day.
Yes.
And I think that was so interesting to me. Also, can you tell us a little bit about when you watch that physical transformation, what do you see happen mentally and emotionally with these little pickles? I call them little pickles, but let's call them young ladies.
I love that.
Probably have a lot more maturity than me, but what do you see when you see them, how they are, how there's something unfolds like a flower, Marielle, and the way they walk, the way they talk, the eye contact that they have. Can you see that?
I really see a huge difference the following year, and I really just think it's because this year I'm seeing them every day. So like the change is slowly, and I'm seeing it along with them. Right. And then when I go back the next year, and we do like a little meeting with the kids who are coming back and talk about the program, and I'm like, who is this young woman like I'm talking to? Like, it's just
there's a double take.
The confidence, like it's like, it's like, and it's always the kid that, like, I always see it like when we do the presentation for the schools, it's the girl that never spoke maybe during empowerment and sat there and took it in, and she's the one saying to this group of 100 sixth grade girls, like, you should do this. I did it. And then that's when it hits me, because now I'm thinking back to when last year, and I couldn't get her to speak.
Her reluctance and her inability to, like, I don't know, I don't want to commit, I'm unsure.
I think it's like really like a lot of our job is really meeting every kid where they are and working with them to get them to the next step. So really the next year, it's like when I ask them to do something and they're just like, yes, I'd love to. And it's like they're so willing and able to help because they feel it, and it's really amazing.
Yeah. One of the components, this is a true story, guys, I have to come clean on this. I hijacked a mentor day that you guys recently had up at the high school, and the women that are these mentors are pretty significant. I mean, they're the real deal. They're, very committed to the messaging, committed to telling these young ladies, listen, I didn't have it figured out. As much as you may see like, oh, she's grown, she's an adult, she obviously drove here, she's must be employed or, whatever. She looks like she's got it together. They're very open and honest to say that's not how it started. Like I'm not your finish line. Mm-hmm. I didn't always have it figured out, and it's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to ask for help, and you don't have to have all the answers, and literally is one day at a time. And these women, after you guys went into the next session, they were like, there isn't any place I'd rather be than be part of this mentor day. I mean, what a wonderful group of people that are, again, another aspect of the I Try that's just trying to, encourage girls, be part of, the cheerleader team. Everybody needs a cheerleader, but there's just some pretty specific and incredible cheerleaders that you guys have at I Try. It's amazing.
Yeah, the whole point of our mentoring day is really just to open their eyes of all the different career fields that women are successful in. Because a lot of times, it's getting better now, I have to say, but like 10 years ago when I started, it was like if I read a bio of like a mentor, I would say, who do you picture? It'd always be like, a man, a guy with a beard and stuff. So now that but it is getting better over time, that I feel like there is more of an effort to like have more female role models. But it was really just about bringing like, the girls so they could see women succeeding in careers that they outside of being a teacher or what their parents do. Like, like there's so many jobs you can do.
The sky's the limit.
Yes.
The world is your oyster. Can you tell us a little bit the feedback from parents when they say, what's so interesting? Since she's gotten in this program, her grades have gotten better. Oh. She's more focused. Tell us, because I think there's a big connection between, having this program and just doing better overall. Your confidence is better, your time management is better, you feel better about your sleeping. I mean, the perks can go on and on. Have parents actually acknowledged that to you?
Oh, all the time, especially with grades. There's always a like, doing an after-school sport activity will always improve your grades. Like that's just usually how they go hand in hand. And but a lot of our empowerment, it's all about, working through hard things and talking about stuff. And I call it like your toolbox. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this is just another tool for you to have in your toolbox. I'm not saying you're going to need to go home and need to do it tonight, but if something else comes up, you have this toolbox. You have this tool now. You can use it for stuff. So we do like a visualization and affirmations and power poses and all that stuff. And then I'll hear from parents of the girls, and it's like, oh, she she did that before her test. And, oh no, she taught me about this. And I really think that is really what I hear the most is, because I hear from parents, like middle school is really the time when their daughter really starts to separate from parents.
Nobody wants to kiss anybody as they do the drop off.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
Don't
like
kiss
it's
me in
where
front
they
of my
kind of
friends.
like, and
Yeah.
they start to distance themselves, and the parents are so worried about them. And it kind of gives them something to talk about and connect to, and it's like, and we always say, and like, like this isn't a secret. Teach it to your parents, and and like, show your grandma the affirmations you made, and teach it, and then so it really just kind of gives them something to like talk about, and like someone was like, my mom went on a job interview and I taught her power pose. So it's like, and that's really the best way to learn is to teach it to other people. So that's what we do, and it really gives them
student
something.
becomes the teacher.
Yeah, it gives them something to connect to, and and one girl is so cute. She was like, I made affirmations and I put it on my family's fridge because that's a place we all look all the time. So it's like just very sweet stuff.
That's amazing. Alyssa, where do you think iTry will be in 5 years?
Thriving, hopefully.
All of Long Island?
I don't know about all of Long Island, every school, but hopefully we have like a new location and more kids, because there are really so many kids that could benefit from it, and learn new things and do this program. So
benefit.
Yeah, hopefully every kid in the world can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, life skills that cross the finish line before they even start the race.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Alyssa, thank you so much,
thank you so much
for being part of this
so
today.
Excited.
I know. So guys, iTry, you guys are on Facebook, you guys are on Instagram,
Yes.
you have your own website, check them out.
Yeah, iTryGirls.org.
Love it. Co-Girl Power. Alyssa,
Yeah,
thanks
thank
so much
you
for
so
being
much
with
for
us
having me.
today.
Yeah,
You're
appreciate
amazing.
it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. Remember that lighthouses symbolize hope. With hope, we persevere and inspire positive change. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep shining your light.